What's up, y'all? Dave Kneiss here, director of The Gift. Listen, get ready for the next guest on the Break It Down show, Serge the Creator. I just want to let you guys know how proud I am of Pete. 1,000 episodes. That right there is unbelievable. I mean, I can't even imagine what that's like. And you have guests like Stuart Copeland. I mean, come on, Stuart Copeland. But I think everybody should know. You know, this guy is probably one of the hardest working podcasters in the business. I mean, Jocko's got nothing on him, right? I mean, Pete's got all the content. So do me a favor, tune in and listen to the Break It Down show with Pete Turner.
Lions Rock Productions.
This is Jay Moore.
This is Greg Cruz.
This is Bryce Vine.
This is Dexter from The Offspring.
This is Nathan
This is Sebastian Younger.
This is Daryl Amy.
This is Stuart Copeland.
This is Mick Gillette.
This is Andy Summit.
This is Dr. Bob Greenberg.
This is Gabby Reese.
This is Rob Bell.
Hey, this is John Leon Guerrero.
Hey, and this is Pete A. Turner.
Hey guys, I'm a Serge Creator, and this is Break It Down Show.
And now, the Break It Down Show with John Leon Guerrero and Pete A. Turner.
Yeah, we got Serge the Creator on, and it's neat, man. It's neat to find fellow creators who are out there who are creating unique content, who get paid to do it, and your story in general is incredible. So I thought we might dive in and just kind of cover the initial basics of who you are, how you got from your part of the world over to the U.S. I mean, that alone is for a young person, that's such a saga. So talk about your beginnings, and then we're going to dive into the right now stuff right after that.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. It was really a long journey. I was born in Belarus. This is like Russian culture country, in small town. I moved to Poland when I was 18 years old, and I studied in University of Fine Art as interior designer. And basically over there, my career began because I started to learn like Photoshop, Premiere. I bought there my first camera and etc. So this was my background in terms of creativity, right? And then I started to study a master degree in PR and marketing and media, and I was able to connect creative side with PR and marketing, with messaging, with social media skills, and etc. So, and then when I lived in Poland, in Warsaw, I started to work with business clients like restaurants, fashion brands, personal brands, entrepreneurs, and etc. And I combined the skills. I started to produce video production, photography, graphic design for these businesses and brands, and this is how I started to build my portfolio, making some money, and travel around the world. So this was my background. And 3 years ago, I traveled to United States, to Miami, where I registered my first company. So I became from contractor, I became a business owner, right? So I registered my first company called Photographer In, and this company was started to serve business clients in Miami, like real estates, influencers, celebrities, and etc., and started producing for them some content, visual content. And I moved to California after half a year and decided that this is the place to where I can scale my business even more. And this was Los Angeles. And basically, and here's my career already evolve. Yeah.
All right. So let's go back in time a little bit and talk about some of these things, because it's easy when you explain it like that. But, moving from, Eastern Europe to here, what was that like? I mean, that's a big transition. Sure, America's great at bringing in immigrants and everything, but that doesn't mean that when you're doing it, it's great and easy.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. I had some driver. I like challenges and some to explore new things. And this is what drives me. I felt that in Europe, I already achieved some level of success, and it was pretty good. And I had amazing clients. I made some really good money, but I wished for something more, and I found that it can be possibly United States just to look at this, and it was great move. Just I had some driver. I don't know. It's like these challenges. It was tough times of moving and new country, new people, and everything. But it was my driver in order to adapt here. This So if I see any challenges, if it's something hard, if somebody will tell me, oh, it's tough, it's like impossible,
Yes.
this is the way to go. This is the way where I will go.
Is this true for everybody? Like if they hear that, hey, this is going to be hard, they should dig in, or is that just how you're wired?
I think it's I definitely my kids will go the same way. I will train my kids the same. I will have the same mindset for my kids, but I can't say about everybody, but definitely this is something what will help you to evolve to the next level. The challenges. This is only one thing I believe in life. Some challenges, some difficult parts will help you to evolve. This is only one thing, in my opinion.
How old were you? It's such a remarkable thing to realize you can blend art and business together. I know you got a degree in it and everything, but at some point the practical side of your brain says these two things have to work together. I need an actual business, legal and to make my business work so I can do my art. Like to put all that together, that's easier said than done also. So talk about that transition for you.
In terms of just be a creator and connecting with business side, right? To make it as a business and become a business owner. I had really great people close to me would teach me some business. And I know that to be a just creator, it's great, but it will be limited. So I can be able to achieve some level of success and can go more because I will be by myself and I know my resources are limited and time and everything. So I decided that I want to run a business. And not that long time ago, my business really started doing really well because it's like during a couple of years here in the United States, my business struggled and we work hard on getting new clients, paying bills. It's it was madness. It's still right now, it's not that easy, but it's way better because my business adapted to United States condition and we deliver really high-end service for our clients so they can recommend us so we can bring more and more. And we can organize really experts in my company. So I'm onboarding really great people right now so we can serve more. My concern was do not be limited, right? Mm-hmm. I have to open business. I have to grow this business in order to produce more, in order to help more clients.
Yeah. And you also have a podcast that you do. How has that been, that process?
Yeah, it was just, I just produced a couple of episodes. It's still in progress. I just got a concept and idea. I invited really great people. One of them is famous YouTuber, 500,000 followers. Another one, great photographer, traveled around the world. And third one, what it's not released, amazing person, Arthur J. Williams Jr. He is an artist right now. Amazing person. I'm about to release. The episode with him. The purpose of this podcast is connect great creators around the world so they can share their experience about the content creation, about the creation process, so other people can study from them. And this was the purpose, and I will definitely work on this as soon as possible. Yeah.
It's a whole nother thing, though. I mean, learning how to host something, booking people is fairly simple and straightforward. I mean, a lot of people, it's probably not too hard to book them, but to organize that and then now you have to market and brand all this stuff too. I mean, as a guy who does podcasts 5 days a week, let me tell you something, it's a lot of work.
I can imagine how hard it is. Yeah, you're doing a really great job. And thank you so much for doing this. So I can be inspired as well by your work. And I understand that it's possible.
It is.
If Pete can do it, that I can do it as well.
Yeah. But and I guess my point is that you don't want to be limited, but at some point you have to put energy into certain things and not others. Oh, yeah. And I'm not trying to discourage you to do a podcast, but when you already have so much on your plate, how do you decide what to add to your plate? And then if you're like me, my plate is full. And so if I'm going to do something else, I have to take something off of my plate. I've got to hire someone. I've got to do something else. How do you manage your plate?
Yeah, definitely. I have to choose where should I put my resources on, right? Where should I put more time and energy into it? This is and first priority is, of course, resources. If I have enough resources at this moment, then I can do something what can be my passion or something, so to attract more people. But definitely top priority is where I can get more resources in order to run my business and help my clients and feed my team, right?
Yeah.
So next step is marketing and some passion projects. And definitely what helping me to stay motivated, this is my vision of the future, my goals. Something happened magically when I see my future vision, when I visualize it, right? Something happened that it can, like, things going that way that it can be easy organized for me. I don't know, it's even if it's not planned, it can happen because I visualized it months ago, for example, right? Definitely I'm working a lot with my visualization of my future and working with my goals. It helped me to organize and be as effective as possible. And as well, calendar. I'm trying to schedule a days at night before the next day begin. So definitely, and as well, basic notepad and pen and paper. So I just write down my goals for the day and trying to stick to it.
Try, right? You try. Yeah. My calendar is similarly, okay, so here's what I do. I keep my calendar fairly simple. From 11 to noon, it's Serge and Pete talking. And then I know I have to produce a podcast episode. I've done this live one. I've got to do some marketing. I've got to work on branding. I've always got to update my website. I've got to write. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I've done so much, but it's so easy and it's all small stuff, right? Like I need to tweet 5 times. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like all these things. And at the end of the day, you're like, I didn't accomplish anything. It's a long list, but it doesn't feel like you get anywhere. How do you deal with that? I mean, I can tweet. I've been tweeting for years and my audience has never grown. I produce fresh content every day. I tweet about it. Nothing ever happens. I mean, it drives me crazy.
Yep. Here's the deal right now. The social media, what they're doing, they want us pay, right? They want us pay money. So they want to do everything in order you'll pay them. And this is one way to grow. Unfortunately, right now, even if we are producing great content, but if no one will see it with this crazy algorithm without paying to or collaborating with brands or influencers, it would be hard. It really would be hard. My top priority is what I'm doing with the content creation. I have to have resources from it. I'm not doing it because at this moment it's all the social media, their business model is mostly generating revenue, right? Why we will feed the social media without having any returns back, right? So definitely with any content we have to produce, it should be some strategy about it. For example, I'm feeding Instagram daily stories every day. I'm putting the content out there, but I know that people what follows me, right? And my actual clients already who I work with, they will see that I'm always active there and they will start recommend my services to them so I can monetize it at the end, right?
Right.
So if I can't monetize, right? If it's not, for example, this podcast, why I'm not doing it? Because it's not monetized, it's not monetization there, and it's not a priority for me because it can live without any resources, right? But it still can help to drive traffic and attract more creators so they can sign up for my course, for example, right? And they will see and they will watch me. And sometimes I would like to do not sometimes, I really often do contribution about things so will help other people, right? But I know that if I will not gain resources, I will not be able to help them because I'll be limited all the time. So top priority, gain resources first with my content and then do like other projects, what will be just like a passion. So definitely with every content distribution and creation should be some business model there.
Yeah, and I definitely can appreciate the social media. Like they need to make money, and so they want me, they want us to kick in a couple $100 a month or 500, whatever it's going to be, a budget, so that they can promote my stuff. Because if you don't hit enough money, like you can pay $100 a month all you want to Facebook, you're not going anywhere. Like that money, you're just throwing that money away.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
it's crazy.
Thousand.
So you have this belief,
It's
and
thousand.
I was going to say, let me just say this: we have this belief that you can create content over the problem and get followers. And okay, yeah, maybe, but not if you're not known. And if you're not known, you can't be discovered. So you have to pay for that discovery.
Exactly, and this is not hundreds. This is thousands of dollars we have to pay. This is why I'm not a huge fan of using Facebook ads and any paid ads in my marketing strategy. My marketing strategy is a little bit organic. I'm putting content there, serve my clients, so I deliver the best service for them, so they can recommend my services to others, and I can pay them referral fee. This is the best marketing strategy for me. I get that way I got the best contracts. My company got the best contracts because of this model. And honestly, I spent really not nothing, but not that many dollars for my marketing strategy using Facebook and paid ads. And the goal is today not have many followers, not thousands or 10,000s or 100,000s of followers, but really a good group of people who will know about you. It can be 500, it can be 1,000, it can be 5,000 good followers who will really know you and who will be engaged with you, so they can recommend us. And now on the market, really big problem exists that this is called something perception of reality.
Right.
People create the perception, making fake followers, about 200,000 followers on Instagram, and they will look cool or something. They're making this perception, and it really hurts. People now understand that if they have 200,000 followers, but not many likes or not many comments on the post, it looks not authentic, right? And they like those type of people, they can like get them in trap with this model.
Yeah, it's I definitely have had people on the show that have enormous social media followings, but it's just paper thin. And no knock on them because they don't control who follows them. But you can see when, like they post something and then nothing happens. You're like, well, like nobody's compelled to move. So how does one, as a creator, how does one create compelling content, whether it's pictures or audio or video, whatever it is going to be? How does one develop that sense? Because it's great. Like everybody thinks they should have a podcast, but when you start recording, you turn the mic on, it gets real hard to be compelling. How does one figure out what that is for them?
My big recommendation is start from the audience, what audience we want to serve, right? And how to choose the audience is decide what your niche are. It's very important. Don't be like generalist and serve to everyone, deliver like whatever message, talk about everything. It's not gonna work at this moment. Maybe it could work in the past, but not now. So definitely you want to be as narrow as possible with choosing your niche and define exact message for this target audience. For example, I choose the target audience creators, right? It's way easier to define this message for this target audience. And before I did the vlogs for everyone about talking about my life and about everything. So it's not gonna work. Even about vlogs, I received many more views than I am receiving with the podcast for creators. But for podcast for creators, I have way better feedback from exactly creators. This is smaller group of people, but this is very target audience with who I can talk with.
Yeah, that targeting is important. It's my show is specifically not niched, and I talk about anything that interests me. But that in itself is a niche. Like, I want to go to find a show that I never know what I'm going to hear next. Actors. I mean, yesterday we had two movie makers on. So that's sort of my niche. And that's how I define it. But you're right. Like, you have to figure out the thing that you want to talk to. And then I think you have to figure out, like, is that true? Like, because what you think in your head and what you produce, if those things aren't in alignment, you should probably continue to search.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. You want to, maybe at the beginning it's better before it's something called the concept in business. We are using proof of concept. So first you have an idea and you just think that it's gonna work, right? And for example, you choose the niche, you decide that what product you are going to provide, but you have to analyze the market, and you want to go out there and make a research. What I've done with my, for example, coaching program for creators, I hop on call with the creators and ask relevant question to them, what their struggles, what their desires, and etc. And they told me this information, so I noticed, so I can be able to clearly define my message to them. And for me, it can be really easy to have those clients because I really talk directly to them and I understand their problem, I understand their needs, and I'm giving them exact solution for this. So yeah, definitely choosing niche and defining clearly your message to this target audience and niche will make things way easier.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about this coaching service because this is interesting. And there's always folks that are trying to do this. Again, like I'll use podcasting, but even being a photographer, you literally have a camera in your pocket every day of the year. You can start a podcast and take a picture in the same instant from the same machine. So anybody can do this. It doesn't mean that you should or that you've done the work to prepare for it. So what are some of the questions? I don't want to give away your service all for free, but what are some of the key questions someone should ask themselves before they even look at hiring someone like you? Because building a following with something interesting is great. You can make a plan, but it doesn't mean it's going to work. There's more work to do than that.
Of course. I have a coaching program for creators who want to scale their business, right? My focus in my coaching program that we will make sure that this person can be able to make good money in order to have the lifestyle he wants, right? Creators, I'm working mostly with the creators who already have some businesses. They have some equipment, they have some businesses, they have some clients, but they stuck. They stuck with $2,000, $3,000 or something, and my goal is to bring them to the next level. In order they can start to make a business already, to hire people, to work with team, and help more clients to grow. Because this was the problem, and now I'm helping creators, and I see their results. They really evolving. They doubled and tripled their income really quickly. So this was my focus on this coaching program, helping creators to scale their business. And second product of this program is helping business owners establish content creation department in their business. They have creators, right? But they don't really know how to produce it consistently, how to produce the best quality,
right,
how to manage projects, how to organize it and everything. And I'm the guy who will help them to optimize these processes in terms of consistent content creation. This is second product in this with this business.
Yeah, the content creation business, developing that capacity. Again, it's one thing to say, this is how you do it. You can buy a course and everything else, but you also have to learn how to take great pictures, how to host a show, how to sense. I mean, like just listening, like I have to listen all the time. Like, does this show sound like it needs to sound? I sent an email to Serge saying, make sure you wear headphones. Thank you for wearing headphones, by the way. These are the small little things that you have to get down. How does someone reliably find that? Do you have a service for that to say, hey, you need to work on your coaching? Like one of the things I do is I offer to coach people who host things because I know how to host. And so they're like, I just thought I was going to talk. Like, well, you have some responsibilities. You have to mention that, Serge has a website, sergecreator.com. You have to do these things to be a professional if you're going to do this. So how does one determine the steps? Like, do you provide resources for that, or what's your advice?
Yep. In terms of technical stuff, how to shoot the videos, how to set up a camera and stuff like that, on the internet, a lot of information about it. This is not what about my content, my coaching program is. Okay, it's a little bit different because there is a lot of information on YouTube.
Right.
I'm usually, if it's open to public, right, I'm usually sending the tutorials from the internet so they can watch it. I don't have to recreate them because other coach did amazing job about it. Okay, right. I don't have to recreate it again. So, but I would work on the mindset for the creator, for example, how to solve problems, how to be able to solve any problems. And if it's, for example, technical stuff with the podcast, right, I want to make sure that this person will be able to solve any existing problems he have. And in order the way he will think. So definitely we are touching on the mindset mindset and motivation, as well building relationships with the customers, with the team, communication skills, like all the stuff very important. It can be applicable not only to content creation business, but as well in their life.
Yeah, that's a great point. That these things do bleed into your life, these skills and everything. And you're 100% right. You can find out so much of this stuff on YouTube. Getting that part of it sorted out it is possible to self-learn on that. One of the things people will often say is, "Oh, why don't you just put your podcast on Patreon?" And it's like, well, now I have to build an audience there. And it's all about this building the audience, right? Or, hey, why don't you monetize on YouTube? And I'm monetizing YouTube. I'm still learning how to make any kind of real money on it, because it's a slog to get up the hill to make, some cash. By the way, everybody who's on YouTube, thanks for listening and watching. That helps out a lot.
Oh, yes.
But when someone's like, I want to make money on YouTube, what's the time investment on that? I mean, how long does that take to get over the hump?
Oh, wait a second. My camera off.
It's all right. It's live. As long as you're there.
Yeah, I'm here, but let me connect.
Yeah, I want to start a YouTube channel. How long till I make money? Yeah. And you're going to say, well, hold on, sucker. You got some work.
Yeah, this is a really great question. I have, I will make a promo of my podcast. I did an interview with the great YouTuber. He have 500,000 followers on YouTube. His name is Armando. He is talking about the equipment, photography, videography, and stuff like that. And I asked the same question about him. His answer was simple. It takes some time. It takes some time. It can be like so quick. It's almost impossible at this moment to be quick. But first thing, define your audience, define your niche, right? Clearly define your message. This is first. Second is consistency. Choose how often you can produce, right?
Yeah.
Twice a week, once a week, no longer than once a week. No. The most, I think once a week, it would be like ideal minimum. So, and put out there and don't do like one post a week and then after 2 months continue, right? Don't do it. Definitely use the relevant hashtags and important things on YouTube. Start to produce YouTube videos from search volume. Find this good search volume and put it into your title, and tell about it on your video, right?
Yes.
And very important is thumbnail. Thumbnail is probably, 80%, honestly, thumbnail. If your thumbnail not catchy, people don't click on it. For example, I'm watching YouTube and I've noticed that I'm choosing the videos by good thumbnail. If thumbnail not right, I'm not watching it. As well, I think it would be good trend is using 4K videos because many people switching to TVs as well. YouTube is a really great platform for watching TV, and now a lot of TVs are 4K. And now I'm not watching, if it's not 4K, I'm 99% that I will not watch this video if it's not 4K.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And it's true. These things, you're putting your finger right on my pain point. Like when I'm holding my head together because it's so frustrating. These things, so I'll say to a guest I'm going to have, I need a great photo, not a headshot, a portrait, portrait thing, so I can make an image that has a chance at being interesting to someone who sees it. And people who don't know this, they just send me a picture and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. No. And so I have to go out now and create an image. And then that title thing is so important. You literally have to have the best question that someone could ask on Google or Bing or whatever it is. And that's basically got to be the title. It's not about how clever the title is. It's can the robot find it and go, well, here's the answer to this particular question, and it is an exhaust. And when you talk about creating, I want nothing to do with these things, but to create for a living, I have to deal with these things. That is the cost of business.
Exactly. And very great tools is TubeBuddy and vidIQ. A lot of all YouTubers using these tools. It allows you to find those good search volume, use good hashtags, right description and everything. It will give you the advices. This is the software for your Chrome browser,
Right.
Chrome extension.
Yeah, I mean, put that link in there. Buddy, or TubeBuddy is a great. Yeah.
TubeBuddy and vidIQ.
I'm going to do that right now, just so folks have this thing. Okay, there's great for you too. Yeah, these are. Oh, there it is, and vidIQ. I'll put vidIQ in a second here. Let me ask you a question first, though. Okay, so when you look back at your young self, who's living in Europe, and you say, "Hey, you're going to have a swanky pad in Hollywood or LA, whatever part of LA you're in." What does that kid say to you? I mean, look, we all dream big, but here you are on the big stage. There's no bigger stage than LA, and you're doing it. What does that young kid say to you?
Crazy. I honestly, I don't know. I'm almost crying right now. And that time, I remember that I paved concrete slabs, and I worked my ass off, and I received my first money. It was like 18 years old or something, and I've decided that I will start to learn, and I have to learn Polish and Polish culture in order to move to Europe. I have to do everything possible in order to do it, because I don't want to be a laborer. I want to be a thinker and creative person. And this was like the best decision of my father. He put me there. So I will work and see. You can make money, right? But you can choose. You want to study, or you want to work by your ass off with hands. And this was probably the first decision when I start to work hard. But I remember even before United States, my friend invited me, just come visit me. I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's impossible. I never nothing in my head was telling me that I can even go there, just to United States. And then he called me another time, they'll just come and everything. I'm just, okay, I'll do it, I try. And then from that time, I've seen that this world can have more than I can be able to see it. And yeah, honestly, I don't know. This is really a great question. Definitely, if somebody will tell me that I'll be sitting here on the 30th floor, we'll see on the Los Angeles, and I can be able to see a Hollywood sign from my place and have amazing team and working with multi-million dollars companies here in LA, and can be able to speak English properly like that. No, I would not believe in this. So definitely, conclusion is, don't limit yourself. Think big and work your ass off, and believe in yourself that everything is possible. Everything is possible. No limits.
I love it. And there are so many people building products like TubeBuddy, like your course, that are like, hey, this can help. You can do this, and you will be shown the steps to get better at this stuff. I also want to point out to that kid who lives in Europe, who hasn't even learned Polish yet, that you're going to move to San Diego, probably the most perfect city in the world. And you're going to be like, nah, I'm going to go. Still going to move. I mean, if you stayed, you know how nice San Diego is. I mean, it is gorgeous there. And
it's amazing.
And you're like, yeah, I'm still looking for the perfect place. Like, if I was to tell that kid, you're going to live in San Diego and it's still not going to be good enough for you, you're going to find something even better. You're going to be like, no way. Because San Diego's a dream,
Yeah, San Diego is an amazing place, and probably I will move there when I will have family. And this is the best place for family. This is the best place. I'm not sure about taxes. This is not the best place. Probably California is not the best because of the taxes, but definitely it's paradise for family. And LA, it's Mecca for business and career. I traveled around the world and been in a lot of great places. Nothing the best than LA in terms of business and career and connection and people. I met the best people in my life here in LA.
Yeah. You said something really important, and we often lose sight of it here in the U.S., and we have people all over the world listening, so I want to talk to them too, but you did it. You saw opportunity here, and you said, I'm going to work hard, but I'm not going to lift concrete. I'm done doing that. I'm going to do this thing, and then you've managed to get out of that. Is that a uniquely American proposition, or could you go to another country and feel like you could build the same thing?
I know myself that I can be able to adapt. I believe that in everywhere I will live, I will feel good, because I'm the person who will adapt to condition and want always live better life. but definitely United States have some magic here. And this saying about American dream and everything is possible and you can like achieve whatever you want, it's really true, in my opinion, for people who really work hard and believe in yourself. And it's not easy. My path was not easy at all. I came here, it was really tough, but it's worth it, as I see right now. When I sit right now and what I'm doing now, I understand that it was definitely worth it. But I was always happy with this path. I even with struggles, with bad apartments, with like all the struggles, I felt myself really happy all the time on every step, because I believed in better future all the time. United States United States has this magic in terms of challenge your potential all the time.
Yeah. You're not limited. You can literally outwork almost any problem here in the United States. And if you work hard, someone will come along and be like, you work hard. Come over here and let me help you out. Like you can.
Yep. Exactly. This is right point. This is exactly what I like here, that you will be, if you work hard and you'll do your things right, you always will attract right people here, somebody who will support you, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm telling lastly about better to have these problems what I have here than the problems what I would got in my country when I was born.
Right.
Then I had the house there, I have everything there, right? But here I don't have anything, nothing, right?
Yeah.
And now I understand that I would rather dealing with this problem what I have here than in my country when I was born.
What kind of problems existed over there? I mean, there's been a lot that's happened in the last 20 years over there, but
yeah. In Belarus and Poland, it's craziness going on right now. Politics stuff, it's suppressed. People are suppressed. They putting into jail. It's craziness. Nothing. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Imagine if you had a house in the Crimea. You're like, I've got this house in the Crimea. It's wonderful here. And then there's a war breaks out at your house. I mean,
exactly. This is exactly what's going on there. It's crazy. It's sad and crazy. And
Yeah. Okay, let's talk some more about your business. I know you have the course. What other kind of things are you helping folks to develop? And then what other services do you provide?
My main business is content creation services for businesses on consistent basis and social media management for them. It's like all in package. We have videographers and content creators who shoot and document content. Then we have a video editing team and post-production team who will bring this raw footages and turn them into final projects. And we have social media managers who help with the distribution to not only one channel, but to every channel. And we manage the comments, engagement, distribution, and etc. So we like all in, everything is included in one service for our clients. This is our main focus here.
And then when a company hears all that, they're thinking, are we the right fit for these guys? Like, what kind of company is best suited to use your services?
Definitely who needs consistent content putting out there to deliver their message to their audience on consistent basis, because social media currently requires consistent feeding them, right? And companies who generates income from it. It should be good income. This service is not cheap, and this would be good investments for them if they have certain resources, right? So I'm working with solar industry. Solar industry is really great in California right now. They're booming and they're making really good money, and it's connected as well to personal brands, because salespeople in solar companies, they attracting more people by having amazing lifestyle and putting out the content there, and so they can hire even more people, so they can grow their business. So it's really good fit right now here, as well as digital agencies who helping clients with marketing. They need visual content and social media management, and great clients are startups. We worked with like Wheels. It's a tech company, something like Bird, right? Do you know Bird? Or it's scooters. So we produce the assets for Facebook ads, so they can advertise their product in social media.
No, that's great. I mean, these are all things that, yeah, you're right. A startup company has to spend money on marketing and branding to win. And it's good to be aligned that way. No, that's awesome. What about for like the startup person who's like, I want to create, a lifestyle brand, or I want to start a podcast or YouTube channel. Does someone like that need your help, or what kind of help do you offer them?
It depends what type of startup, right? They need resources to have the service to hire a team, right? Mm-hmm. For example, Gary V team. Do you know Gary Vaynerchuk, right?
Sure, yeah.
He's actually was born in Belarus, 100 miles from my city where I was born. He is from Belarus as well originally. That's funny. And his team, content creation and marketing team, I believe he is paying. He have a team about 9 people. And we can guess that it can cost maybe $40,000 a month or something, or close to this, right? And I'm offering way cheaper service and similar to this type, right? We will not be producing right now that amount of content how Gary Vee does, but we're similar, right? So definitely this service will be cheaper, but not cheap, right? And person who build a startup and have a startup, he have to have this investment to hire this team. So if this person have investment, definitely you are welcome. We will help you with that. But if you not have these resources, you can start building the content by yourself and establish proof of concept and get more clients and make more money. And then definitely you will have some resources to invest and to hire a team.
There's a chicken and the egg with these things, right? Like if you invest money too early, the egg won't be good enough and it won't hold that investment. But if you 100. Wait too long, your egg will spoil and no amount of money can save that. Talk about that balance because so I have my show here. I'm always trying to grow. I can't afford $40,000 a month, but at some point I'm going to need to offload some of this marketing stuff. So how does someone make that decision between, okay, now is the time to invest or now is the time to invest in my egg?
I will tell you an example of my clients, and they all already established proof of concept. All of them, using our services, they already established proof of concept, and they making really good money from it. And now they know that they need to add some flame and burn it, really make it pop. Then they can invest, but if you're not making good money from your business, it's not good time for hiring external team, right? You want to do it by yourself, I believe. Find a way how you can do it by yourself and make this money, hire a team, grow, and then invest. At the beginning, it would be like wasting money. We will put content there, we will produce a lot and everything, but it's not will have ROI, return on investment. I mean, you will not be selling your services enough, then it will be tough. Yeah, it will be wasting of money for sure. It's
always a balance, right? And so as long as you can invest well, like right now, I continue to invest in my business. I continue to improve things that need improving. And at some point, I have more money come in, and I have to take that money and push it right back into the business because it needs money to survive and grow. And you're right, bringing in an external team is something, but you should know exactly what you're trying to do and either understand that you're not as good at it as somebody else and hire them, or understand the value of your time that you're wasting on that because you could point over here and bring in more money. My advice often for people who are like, should I start a podcast? My advice often is like, I don't think so unless you can solve these couple of problems. One, if you want to make money with the podcast, you should just go do the thing you already do. Because a podcast for money is a whole nother business. If you have time to start a business and money to invest in it, then let's talk about a podcast. But until that time, if you think you're going to turn it on and make money and have an audience, it's just not likely to happen. And if you do, you're so lucky, you should still do something else probably. Like it's really hard to get over the hump, especially with podcasts.
I'm totally with you here, and you're like 100% right. I believe there is some anomalies there.
Yeah.
How my guest from podcast said about YouTube as well. There is something like that. Maybe they can have some chance, like, I don't know, blow this thing. But most likely it's better to have certain resources, establish proof of concept, and this would be just extra channel of marketing, right?
Right.
Tool of marketing.
Yeah.
And podcast, by the way, it's a great tool in terms of consistent content creation. When I would like to ask you this recording, right, to have for myself, and what I can be able to do, I will just make a short clips from this podcast at the headline, status bar, captions on the bottom, and I will push into my social media channels, and I can use it as an asset as well. This is podcast, this type of things, right? We produce the podcast for my clients, and we made from 1 hour podcast about 15 good pieces of short clips, and we'll be able to push it throughout all the social media channels. And this is really great tool for marketing. But this tool promote the service what already exists in business. It's not making money from podcast, right? It's getting more partners, it's getting more attention to sell more products and service of this business, right?
Yep. No, you're 100% right. And I would even push even further and say it's also a great PR tool. I mean, it's a networking tool as well. Let me say this first. So you and I are now connected, and we'll talk off mic, and maybe we'll decide to do some business. Maybe we won't, but we now know each other. And so we can always go, oh, I know a guy who does all this. Or you'll be like, hey, I know a guy that's great at and so these things happen. But also the PR portion, you were like, I can bring somebody on who is a New York Times #1 bestseller onto my show.
Oh, wow.
And I can do the PR thing with them. And I booked you through a PR firm and that they give me requests. So I've become a valuable thing to PR firms. But if you're not in the business of needing these things, you probably shouldn't do a podcast, or you have to understand that these are the values, like someone will come up to me and say, hey, Pete, you must get this all the time, Serge. Someone will come up to you and say, hey, Pete, I'm working on a project. I'd love to get your thoughts, or would you be interested in helping? Or what would it cost me to have you do this? And these are things I don't know are going to happen. They just show up at my door and it's like, give me X number of dollars and I will help you get this part of it done. And so they already show up with a little bit of a budget. And that's where the money comes in. It's not through direct approach. It's like someone discovers you, and next thing you know, you're working on a project with them together. And by the way, LA is the greatest place in the world for that because everybody's working on some kind of a project at all times.
Oh, yes. Are you based in LA?
I'm in Orange County, but, in normal times, I'm in LA, 5, 6, 10 times a month, so yeah. Because that's
Orange County is great.
It's great. Orange County is great. I mean, there's always people working on things. I literally had a guy on yesterday. He was working on a movie, and the guy who lives in the apartment across the street from him is an actor. And he saw him, and he's like, "Hey, you want to be in a movie?" Like it's just they're both taking out the trash.
Yeah, just easy. Yeah, this is really magic in LA that you can find this contacts really easy. If you're doing the right things, you will find really great connections here.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what I like here about LA. This is exactly one most important part.
I've got a couple of friends. I mean, I've made so many friends because of the show. This is one of the other benefits of having a great podcast is you're just incredible people. Like you're inspiring me so much right now already, right? And
this is you. I'm totally with you. This is like great assets. It's people, and we forgot about this thing.
Yeah.
Great people using the podcast. This is exactly how you can establish great relationships with people.
And also the emotional investment. Like I'm having a great time talking with you. I'm literally, it's inspiring me, and I know that works for the audience. But I've had a number of guests who are older than me. I'll be 51 in a couple of weeks. I have friends that are 60, 65 years old. I have young, like you're way younger than I am, young people. And I get so much wisdom from all of them. Like you're a million miles. I never even got to as far as you've gotten, and you're like, I don't know, half my age. I don't know how old you are, but you're way younger than I am. And then my friends who are older are so wise. Like one of my friends said, I didn't figure out anything really until I was 60. And it makes you think, oh my God, I'm worried about nothing. I'm supposed to be learning. I'm supposed to be growing, for at least for me, another 9 years before I even get close to figuring it out. When I give you that piece of wisdom that comes from a very successful, very smart friend of mine, that they didn't figure it out until they're 60. What does that mean to you? What does that say to you?
Yeah, I think that I will be learning and evolving till I'm die. I believe in it, and I'm totally agree with it that every year brings me new wisdom. I'm 1 year ago I was totally stupid compared to this person what I am right now, and 5 years ago it was like craziness and madness. I can't imagine how can I make these things? How can I even still alive? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like every year makes me better and better and better. It's great. It's really inspiring if the person saying in 60 years he like just realized that I can honestly believe into it that in 60 years, it will be like way I will be way better person than I am right now.
Yeah, I mean, hope, right? So,
yeah.
Look, I've had you for almost an hour, and I don't want to keep you too long because Christmas is like right here, right now. So, just I wanted to thank you for what you're doing and creating opportunities for these companies. It's neat. I was looking at all your stuff and I'm just like envious. I'm like, oh, I wish I had some money to hire these guys. Like it's what you're doing is so good. But what should I have asked you that I didn't ask you? We've covered a lot of ground, but what did I miss?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Well, either way, let me promote your stuff. So everybody should go check out Serge's stuff. Just SergeCreator.com. Super easy. SERGE Creator.com. If you're listening on the podcast side, that'll of course be in the show notes. In general, if you're going to want to help either of us out, here's a great way to help us out. Subscribe. Share the episode. Tell your friend, oh my God, you in marketing, you should at least look into Serge's company. Maybe you hire, maybe you don't, but this is how you help folks, is to take these podcasts. When you feel inspiration, act on it. And then thank us or promote us by sharing or telling a friend or whatever it is. That's how you do it. So we can fight the algorithms. We can pay money for the algorithms, but nothing is more valuable than a share. I mean, likes are okay. But if you share the show, that tells the computer that this is valuable, and they will basically, it's like giving us money. It's like giving us an ad when you share something. So share. I can't say that enough. And definitely go to Serge's website, and then you can look all around there. You can get to all his other stuff and see what they talk about. He's got videos on there, and you're 100% right. These tools you talked about, I watch like TubeBuddy and then David Kneiss stuff over, the vidIQ. I watch that stuff because I'm trying to get better at it. I'm investing in my egg. And so just thanks, man, for coming on and reminding me, how much we do this, how much we love it, and then how much work there is to still do, because I'm going to keep after it.
Thank you so much for having me, Pete. And it was amazing time to talking to you.